God aften og rigtig hjertelig velkommen derude, mine damer og herrer, og velkommen her til Dansk Spirituel Sammenslutning. Det er jo i aften, vi har den her live omkring Hydesville og Hydesvilles søstrene. Og mens vi lige venter på, at folk kommer ind og kigger med, så sidder jeg bare lige og snakker lidt her, og så får jeg lige det sidste teknik på plads, som jo skal passe med os her. Så først og fremmest, hvis der er nogen, der kigger med derude nu, som jeg da håber, der er, så lad mig meget gerne lige høre, om I kan se og høre mig derude. Det er lidt mere interessant, når det kan ses og høres. Så smid bare gerne lige en kommentar, og så sige, vi kan høre dig, og vi kan se dig. Så er jeg glad. Nu skal jeg lige se her. Godt. Okay, så. Godt så. Så tak for det, Susanne. Så alt er godt. Så rigtig hjertelig velkommen til den her live i aften, som jo er den her Hydesville live 31. marts, hvor det er 146 år. Vi har arbejdet med det, vi kalder moderne spiritualisme. Og ganske kort her, så vil jeg fortælle lidt om historien, lidt om pionererne. Og har I spørgsmål derude, så kom rigtig, rigtig gerne med spørgsmålene også. Og til krystalpressen også tak, du kan også se os, så det er dejligt. Til at starte med, så har I måske set den her intro live, der har blevet lagt ud på vores side i går med bankelyde, og det hele i bund og grund, den helt moderne spiritualisme starter i tidernes morgen i 31. marts 1848 med de her bankelyde i Hydesville New York. Jeg ved, der er nogen herhjemme, der kender til dem, men måske ikke så mange. Og derfor laver vi lige sådan en lille hurtig live her. Noget af det, der skete i Hydesville New York, det var omkring dem vi kender som søstrene, Katrine og Margareta. Og noget af det, der skete der, det var, at de her to unge piger, de var 11 og 14 år på det tidspunkt. De hørte nogle bankelyde i huset, gamle hus, de boede i Hydesville. Og de her bankelyde fandt ud af, at der kunne de kommunikere med det åndelige, og der blev udviklet sådan et stavesystem med banke. Et bank for A, to bank for B, og så videre, så videre. Det var en langsomlig form for kommunikation, kan man så sige. Men det er trods alt en kommunikation. Og det er en af de tidligste dokumenterede beskrevet kommunikationer med det åndelige. På den måde, og der laver en forholdsvis stor rapport af en der hedder E. Levis, der udkom i april 1848. Der har været mange spørgsmålstegn omkring søstrene, omkring de her hændelser, der skete dengang i 1848. Fordi de her unge piger, dem begyndte man meget hurtigt at promovere frem og lave demonstrationer med og sætte dem på scener rundt omkring i USA. Simpelthen fordi nu skulle man ud og vise den her åndelige kommunikation. Og der har været, senere hen, så er der en af de her unge piger, der hun var blevet noget ældre, der så går ud og siger, at det hele det var snyd, og det var noget, de fandt på, og det trak de så tilbage igen, og der har været mange diskussioner frem og tilbage. Og jeg ved, hvis man søger søstrene, så noget af det, man får op det er omkring snyd og ting og sager også. Men ikke desto mindre, så er det jo det, at den moderne spiritualisme, det vi mange refererer til i hvert fald som starten på den moderne spiritualisme, det kommer lidt nærmere ind omkring her. Og igen, har I spørgsmål, så skriv endelig spørgsmål i kommentarerne også, så skal vi gerne svare på spørgsmål ind ad vejen også. Jeg skal også lige sige her en stor tak til Lawrence Saville og Poole Christian Spiritualist Church. Og jeg ved, at Lawrence han sidder klar til at hoppe med ind på den her live lidt senere også. Så tusind tak til Bull af Christian Spiritual Church for den opbakning, det samarbejde, som vi har fået skabt her igennem coronatiden på tværs af Nordsøen. Men alt det her omkring forsøstrene, og alt det her snyd, og alt det her, der har været snak om, personligt tror jeg egentlig på, at jamen, der har været noget ægte i det, men jeg tror også på, at de her unge piger, teenagepiger, 11 og 14 år, da det startede, og så blev de ført frem igennem en årrække. Og der tror jeg da på, at det her pres, som der kan blive på, nu skal man bevise, nu skal man præstere, det har ført til, at jamen, så kan man hjælpe lidt på vej. Og vi har jo set det op igennem tiden, også med nogle af de gamle danske medier, som har hjulpet lidt på vej og blevet taget i at hjælpe lidt på vej. Og det er ligesom noget, vi skal anerkende også som en del af spiritualismen, som en del af det, vi kalder medieskabet, den åndelige kommunikation. Det er det her med desværre bliver der også snydt med det, der bliver hjulpet lidt på vej med det på forskellige måder. Og det er jo netop en læring, vi virkelig kan tage helt tilbage fra 1848 for den gang også. Fordi forsøstrene her, der var også en tredje pige, Lea, som var en jæse, som var med inden over os. Men noget af det, der ligger i det omkring de her forsøstre, det var, som de blev ældre også, så blev presset større, der kom en masse alkohol ind over, en af dem blev gift med en forholdsvis rig mand, og han begyndte at føre dem frem med demonstrationer over for rige mennesker, velhavende mennesker, så der begyndte at gå en masse penge i det også. Og en af søstrene her udtaler sig om på et tidspunkt netop det her med, og sandsynligvis under indflydelse af ret meget alkohol, at det hele det bare var snyd, det var noget, de havde fundet på. Så og det er jo, kan man så sige, er det så rigtigt, eller var det bare fordi hun var under indflydelse af alkohol, eller er noget af det noget, man fandt på, eller hvordan der vil ledes af det? Vi ved det jo faktisk ikke. Det er så mange år siden. Men jeg ved, der ligger en ret stor beskrivelse, den ligger faktisk inde på vores hjemmeside, spiritualisme.dk også, under historien, under pionererne, ligger der et link til den her store beskrivelse fra Hydesville. Det kan være, at jeg lige kan lægge den i kommentarerne, når vi er færdige her i aften også. Og igen, jer der kommer til at stille og roligt, har I spørgsmål undervejs, så kom endelig med de spørgsmål. Det kan både være til historien, det kan også være til spiritualismen generelt. Det der jo er i alt det her også, det er, der er jo mange flere af pionerer. Folkesøstrene var de helt tidlige pionerer, men der var andre pionerer. Der var Andrew Jackson Davis blandt andet, som faktisk et par år før folkesøstrene i en trancelignende tilstand beskrev, at der ville ske nogle hændelser på den måde. Og Andrew Jackson var egentlig ham, der skabte grundlaget for accepten af de her fænomener. Andrew Jackson kom af små kår og gik i lære som skolemager, men man kommer til et foredrag omkring hypnose på et tidspunkt og finder interessen for hypnosen, og derigennem der får han indsigt i de her ændrede bevidsthedstilstanden, og han kalder det en øvre bevidsthed i den bevidsthedstilstand, han går ind i, men det vi ved i dag, det er en trancelignende tilstand, han er kommet ind i. Og derigennem har han fået en masse igennem trancetale, fået en masse filosofi med ned for åndverdenen også. Og han blev kendt som seeren fra Poughkeepsie, hvis jeg udtaler det rigtigt, Poughkeepsie blev han kendt som seeren derfra, efter de familien i 18 år, familien er flyttet til, og da han var 17 år i 43, der deltog han, det var det, han deltog i det her foredrag. Og der kommer mange filosofiske skrifter ud af det her, og det der er essensen af det, det er, at han kan skabe grobunden for den Lyceum-bevægelsen, altså det er sådan en uddannelsesbevægelse, kan man sige, hvor der var foregik forskellige forelæsninger og alt muligt, og så opstod der et britisk lyceum i Nottingham i 1866, og det er sådan lidt af historie. En af de rigtig vigtige pionerer også er, som der måske nogen af jer, der har hørt om, Emma Harding Britten. Man kalder hende moderen til den moderne spiritualisme. Og i 1855, der besøgte Emma Harding Britten, hun var oprindeligt fra England, fra London, der besøgte hun Amerika første gang, og på det pensionat, hvor hun boede, mødte hun spirituelt par, som ændrede lidt af hendes syn på livet på den måde, og hun opdagede egentlig, at hun havde den her mediumistiske evne, den her evne til at have åndelig kommunikation. Hun startede med noget table-tipping og table-tapping. Det er altså med et bord, hvor man kan få bordet til at vippe, eller man kan få bordet til at banke. Det er noget, vi også nogle gange arbejder med stadigvæk den dag i dag. Det er dog igen en langsom kommunikationsform. Emma Harding Britten begyndte at give beskeder fra platformen både i USA og i England, og begyndte at rejse rundt og holde foredrag og alt muligt, men hun opgav efter en tid det her med at give beskeder. Man begyndte at holde rigtig mange foredrag om det, og rejste meget rundt, både i England og Europa, og i Amerika også på det tidspunkt. Men hun var faktisk årsagen til, at spiritualister de samlede sig, og det var i april 1890, der blev afholdt et stort møde for spiritualister i Manchester, og det var den første større konference for spiritualister. Der har været mange siden, men det skabte egentlig grundlaget for at spiritualister, enkeltpersoner, kirker og meget andet, de samlede sig i en forening. Og det er det, der i dag, vi kender fra det engelske som SNU, Spiritual National Union. Men derfra så er det jo så også videre igen spredt sig ud over Europa. I Danmark havde vi spiritismen, som er lidt anderledes end spiritualismen, men grundlæggende meget det samme, meget samme måde at kommunikere på. Og for datiden, der var det rigtig meget omkring det fysiske medieskab, de her bankelyd og andet. Og så er det, vi kalder det mentale medieskab, kommet mere og mere på, hvor vi formidler beviser fra de afdøde på den måde også. Og igen er jer, der kommer til, er der spørgsmål, så stil endelig spørgsmål undervejs. Og som sagt, så på et tidspunkt her, inden for de næste 5 minutter, sådan noget lignende, tænker jeg, så kommer Lawrence fra Poole Christian Spiritual Church med ind over her også. Men når vi snakker omkring det her i 1848, så rent faktisk 100 år tidligere, der er der en svensker, der hedder Swedenborg. Der er en svensker, der hedder Swedenborg, som egentlig bliver inspireret til at skrive en masse tekster, og åndeligt inspirerede tekster. Så der ligger faktisk 100 år tidligere end det her, ligger der en masse nedskrevet. Men i dag, der refererer man rigtig meget til søstrenes oplevelser i 1848, som det er, hvor tingene startede. Så god aften og velkommen til jer, der kommer på her også, Heidi og Stephanie, og endelig er givet lyd derude fra jer. Men jeg tænker, vi måske skal til at have Lawrence med ind over. So maybe Lawrence, if you want to join the room.
Hello, good evening, Jack. Thank you very much for the invitation. Absolutely beautiful. And I must say, sir, your Danish is coming on incredibly well. I'm very impressed.
Yes, and so are your English as well. So, yes.
Thank you,
so Lawrence, you are a spiritualist as well. I have been it for many years. I know as well. But you are a Christian spiritualist as well.
Yes. That is right, yes.
So how is the Christianity going together? Just the short answer, going together with spiritualism and the events in Hydesville?
The short answer is it's all in the state of mind. I notice these days people get very hung up on words. In fact, there was a great debate on today by a well-known authoress who renounced spiritualism and was quoting one passage out of the Bible. To me, that's cherry picking, and to me, the Bible says, love each other, love yourself, and share that love. But with the Hydesville Day, this is one of these defining moments within our calendar, because we are still a relatively new religion as spiritualists. And, with the Orthodox calendar, we have all the big major events, and especially within the Christian movement, we have Christmas, we have Easter, we have Lent. We have all these major events which have become entrenched in our psyche. So it's really important from the spiritualist point of view to celebrate this day, to get this day marked, because otherwise, what do we have in a calendar? We have very little. And this defining moment where spiritualism came to the public fore, and that is the theatre in which we all work now. We are working very much in the public eye. So this is why, we have this drive on for standards, not maintaining what we do, but achieving more from what we do, because we know through the work with spirit there is no limit to what we can achieve, only what our mind sets. So yes, today is an important day, because, as I say, within our movement is spiritualism. We have at least one day that is ours. It's a defining time to be remembered, revered, and spread the news.
Yes. And how lovely is that to combine the things we believe in that way.
Indeed.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I like about spiritualism is the way it's open to other belief systems.
Hugely.
In my understanding.
Yeah, hugely. I describe spiritualism as, in a lot of cases, a bolt-on to orthodox religions, where actually through the spiritualist and spiritualism understanding of things, that we can actually enhance others' experience of their own orthodoxy. But it just takes that mindset to not have the blinker up or not put the wall up, and to listen to we're not out to convert anybody, whether you're Christian, Jewish, Muslim, whatever your religion is. There is that ability with the correct mindset to incorporate facets of spiritualism to make sense of a lot of these, the old scrolls.
Yeah. So, and I think when we are talking into these things, because people are starting coming with some comments here. So let's see here. Chris says, "I wish I understood what he was saying. I don't know if she's thinking of you, Lawrence."
More than likely, yes. My congregation often say that.
Yes. No, I believe she was talking about my Danish. She didn't understand, but now we have Lawrence in, so hopefully you start to understand a bit of it. We will have a little bit of Danish, a little bit of English here as well. Lola is asking here, så for søstrene, så Fox-søstrene laver fysisk medieskab, altså bankelyd og table tilting. Hvordan kommunikerede Emma Harding Britten? So the Fox sisters was doing physical mediumship, like knockings and table tilting, but how did Emma Harding Britten communicate? I did talk a little bit about it. Emma Harding Britten started up with table tilting and table nodding. Was the first communication she did, but she turned out to do like more mental mediumship as well before she went over to do more talks. So that's the short answer on that one. So she started one place and moved on to a different thing. So and I think, Lawrence, I think actually a lot of mediums do that. What do you think about it?
Well, yes, the initial inception of communication was through the wrappings. And as we said pre-going on air, that must have been a very laborious way of building a communication that, you know, 1 knock is A, 2 knocks is B, 3 knocks is C.
Yeah, very slow.
Yeah, very slow. And also the ability there to make a mistake is massive, you know, so you would have had to go right back to the beginning every time. But of course, as we understand within now what we term as modern spiritualism, the most used item is mental mediumship, where the medium, be they a healing medium, evidential medium, whatever, can achieve that state of mind to allow that information flow to come through unhindered, which is by far one of the fastest ways of spirit communicating, because even within mental mediumship, there are some areas like symbolism. A simple symbol can invoke a whole conversation, and that's just through the act of just showing that one symbol. But yeah, mental mediumship, and then through mental mediumship, of course, we then see the development and the outgrowth there into trance and into other forms of physical mediumship, because it is of the mind, stilling the mind, putting the mind to one place to allow that voice of the voiceless to be heard.
Yeah, and I know for my own good sake that my journey started actually with the healing and the trance.
Mm-hmm.
And after some years, I met the evidential mediumship and fall in love with that as well. So
Indeed.
for my own sake, my way to work with the mediumship have changed over the years. I've been looking at physical mediumship as well, table tilting, sitting for transfiguration and things like that. And I believe, I don't know about you, but I believe, Lawrence, but I believe a lot of mediums have had those experiences where it started in one place and just moved on over the years as when they were developing. For my own sake, I said I started in the healing and in trance. All people starting with the evidential mediumship. What I believe actually is the most people these days. The healing, the healing as well, of course. And that journey to expand the mediumship in different ways and being curious and all those different kind of aspects of the mediumship. I know you're a great ambassador for all different kind of mediumship as well. You're talking about the healing medium, the evidential medium, the philosophical medium, and so and I'm a great believer that we need to recognize all these different aspects of mediumship.
Indeed, it's something I am very passionate about. But like you say, Jack, you came into this way. You know, is, how do we term it? Is it an understanding, a religion, a way of life? We all have our own terminology there. Similarly, I came in through learning Reiki because I just wanted to get involved in healing, and went through my Reiki training, and then people were talking to me while I was doing Reiki, and I thought, well, this is a bit odd. As you do. What's going on here then? And my Reiki teacher was very much in tune and just said, you know, finish this section and then go and find yourself a circle, because obviously. So it depends how we're introduced into spiritualism, doesn't it? My personal thoughts are that if we go into it off our own backs, not influenced by others, we will probably find where we want to go or where we need to be going fairly quickly. But as we know that this day and age, every other advert is about, I'm going to make you a platform medium, come to this circle, platform mediumship, workshop, platform mediumship. So it's all designed by there. But the one thing that a lot of people neglect is, what does spirit want?
Yeah.
I'm a huge believer that everybody has a particular gift, not a gift because we choose these things. So it's a particular strength. And whereas the allure of platform mediumship for some, and this always confuses platform mediums, thinking, why would you want to be a platform medium? Why would you want to work every Sunday? Why would you want to travel hundreds of miles for very little recompense? Why would you want to put yourself through every service coming down thinking, I really wish I could have done better there. I missed that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's become, again, another gateway in. It's a spirit are infinitely clever, absolutely infinitely clever. And it's that another gateway in. If you take the premise of the evidential mediumship, when you attend a service, be it in a church, a centre, a theatre, wherever, to me, the purpose of that message is to say to you, listen, this person continues living, and that's going to happen to you, and you should find out about it. Unfortunately, we have created a bit of a society of, oh, that was amazing, you know, and I'm going to go back in 3 weeks and see if I can be amazed again. And it's not about that.
Yeah, yeah.
It is communication of intelligence.
Definitely. And I can see we have Neil Payne in the room. He's just saying here, definitely a way of life for me, and I believe for many, as we said, for many mediums. We have Heidi here saying, I'm curious on if you have to have an education to be spiritual or practice it.
Well, degree of education?
Yeah.
No, quite the opposite, I think. When we go back to, oh dear, Helen Duncan. Helen Duncan was illiterate. And the way her mediumship was managed by the bodies of the time, they would keep her financial rewards from her own work very minimal, because they were very much of the belief of the society of that time that if you gave a poor man too much money, it would ruin them. So where she would do a 6 guinea sitting, she would end up getting 6d, 6 pence. I think spirit will use everybody, you know, because the simple fact is we are spirit.
Yeah.
The spirit will use everybody, and your educational standard has little to do with that. As I say, sometimes I think that people can come into our movement who are extremely educated, but through that process of achieving those degrees, actually the ability to believe in something else may have been drummed out of them.
Yeah, and I partly agree with you. I'm a great believer that some sort of education, teaching, or rather call it some kind of teaching, a proper teaching to get the understanding of that communication.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. My misunderstanding. I was talking of the educational level when you come into the movement.
Yeah.
No, once you're in, following your spiritual path, education is absolute key.
Yes.
Because never ever forget, it is not all about us.
No.
The teams that work with us in spirit are learning to work with us. They're going on their own progression, and we owe it to them to keep up with that, to keep that energy moving, because without movement, you end up with stagnation. So education, most definitely, be that through attending circles with circle leaders who have a knowledge, reading material, workshops where they're available. Nowadays, these online discussions to keep that going. Yeah, once you're into your spiritualism or spirituality, education is paramount. Absolutely, because spirit want more from you, and enable for you to do more for spirit, you've got to progress.
Yeah. And I believe as well, even though that we all have the senses that we use them and things, we can use them for psychic reading, for mystic work, but we can have a need to have some teaching to learn the skills, how to use those senses.
Indeed.
Because we are not some people say, oh, we have this ability from childhood, from we are coming into this world. I believe to a degree that's right, but we have the potential, if I can put it that way, but I don't believe they have the knowledge of how to use the senses in all different kind of ways to do that spirit communication. For some people it's easier than for others. I believe that we can all be taught one way or another to get an understanding how it works. And I strong believer that's been taught about the ethics and all these things as well within the work. What we have to remember always is the work we are doing as mediums as well as psychics is life-changing to people. It's such a great, such a big responsibility we have in our work, not only for spirit, but not only for the discarnated spirit, but for the incarnated spirit as well. It's life-changing. We can save people's life, but we can also destroy people's life.
Indeed.
I believe that's where the education becomes important.
Indeed, definitely.
The teaching, the understanding.
And also the effect on us. Again, when you get people new to this idea of philosophy, whatever, and they see a medium working on the platform, an evidential medium working on the platform, they may think, oh, that's great, I want to do that. That person, no medium's journey has been easy.
No.
It has been fraught with problems, because part of that journey is learning about yourself.
Definitely.
And as you unfold, you will come across traits in your character, your personality, where they can either slowly unfold or just suddenly hit you like a wet kipper. And you just think, oh my God. I've been like that. I've been oppressive to people. I don't listen to something, because it's a personal journey. We're all here to journey. We're all fellow travelers. And the unfoldment of a medium can be very, very painful.
Yes.
For the medium, but it is necessary. And it is about the journey, because if we all got the end point to everything, the answer to everything, we wouldn't do the journey, and in not doing the journey, we wouldn't develop the understanding of the end result, not just the knowledge of it. I know 2 and 2 make 4, but that's done by rote. It's simple as that. But if I had to work out from the beginning, someone somewhere worked that out and had that moment of revelation going, oh, right, yeah, if I put 2 sticks there and 2 sticks there, then I end up with 4. Because it's the personal journey for the medium of whatever way your mediumship unfolds will change your life. And that's got to be taken into account, because that is something sometimes that people are not aware of. They may not have the necessary support group around them to cope with that or to understand it even. And that's when things can get very fraught. But yeah, mediumship will not only enable you to enhance the lives of other people around you, it will enhance and change your life.
It will.
Be prepared.
Lawrence, can I ask you a question here?
Go on then, Jack.
How many years have you been working with your mediumship?
I started I was introduced when I was very young, at the age of 13, and I was sitting in circles with mediums of that era, who we now lovingly refer to as the old-time mediums. So I had that introduction to spirit at that age, but I have been actively working with it now for 32 years. Yeah. And I have not stopped learning. I am not yet the medium that I can be.
Yeah. And another question, if I can ask you, how many years have you been working public one way or another?
Public?
Like sitting on platform or something like that?
Yeah. I've been out in the public eye now for 13 years. Yeah, 13 years.
So out of those 32 years, 13 years has been public.
Yeah.
And I think that's a thing to highlight. I know for myself, for the 25 years I've been working, that's about 15 years has been more or less public. And I think I'm just bringing this up because we see so many these days. Oh, I just had a weekend workshop or two, and now I'm a professional medium. Now I'm starting my own school, start teaching new mediums and things like that. I'm a great believer, as you said, it's a lifelong journey.
Yeah.
When we're talking about mediumship, that spirit communication, it's never-ending learning process.
Indeed. Yeah. I am not the me that started this journey all that time ago. I am a totally different and unique individual today as from what I was then, and hopefully, God willing, in 10 years' time, I will be amazed at the person that I'm yet to be.
Yeah.
But that's opening yourself up to spirit, because it is about our growth.
It is. And the point here is just, it takes a dedication. It's not just a weekend workshop. It's a dedication to not to become a medium, because I believe we in our own right are all mediums, but to be at that point where we start to work professional or semi-professional in public, like doing sittings, going on platforms. It's a long ride, isn't it?
It is a very, very long ride. And again, and I know you do a lot of work in this field, brings us back to a beautiful question earlier about the education. It's not only the education of the mediums that we need to be focusing on, it's the education of the people who attend these events, and demonstrating, as I've seen you do with the wonderful Tim Abbott, the difference between a psychic contact and a truly mediumistic contact.
Yeah.
And just getting that, and that's not as a way of denigrating psychics' work. I have seen fabulous psychics working.
Definitely.
And especially within healing. Psychism within healing is a beautiful combination. That is their route. But as I say, for the people coming into our movement, I am very big on the education side of there and saying to people, this is spiritualism, this is philosophy, this is what it means, this is what can engender within you, this is true mediumship, this is a demonstration of psychism, but getting that point over to the people who are walking this spiritual path are doing so, understanding what they're seeing and experiencing for themselves, because for too long now we have seen various displays of what is purported to be mediumship, which are either psychic in their nature, which is, again, if you're going to be a psychic, great, be a good psychic and be proud of it. And sadly, with the advent of the online experience that we're expressing now, I feel that some of these displays are more just for the personal ego supportive side of being able to say, oh, look, I had 600 comments last, and it's just like that. Yeah. I'll shut up now.
That's okay. That's okay. But actually, I was thinking about if your Danish reading has become better, because we have one here that is saying, that's Bodil, and thank you, Bodil, for that question here. When we all have our intuition to guide us, why is it then necessary to talk about so-called spiritual humans? Isn't it important to let people know that we all have inner wisdom, and to seek within is the pathway for the most precise answers? And I believe there's something in what Bodil is saying there, but that's about our intuition, our own guidance to our own life. We have to remember, when we're working with mediumship, when in the way we are here, we are talking about bringing loved ones through for the evidential mediumship, for one's sake. And that's not, there can be guidance to people in their life, but most of all, it's about bringing evidence for the life after this physical life.
Indeed. Bodil brings up a few good points there. Yes, intuition, or as I understand it, is your exercising of your psychic abilities. That gut feeling is, to me, an impact within your psychic field of, we've all done it. We've met somebody and thinking, please get them away from me, or, oh, I really like you, within that first instant. So yes, that is part of our natural heritage and to be celebrated. But I would ask, are we to be content with just having that? My personal feeling is no. I've got a very good intuition with people. I say I'm not right all the times, but I'm right more often than I'm wrong. And when I am wrong, I will hold my hands up. But however, then that leads me on to that understanding of how does that work, which will inevitably draw us into this understanding then about we are all energy. So an energy can't be destroyed. So what happens to our energy when this physical body shuts down? It opens doors, but there's plenty of open doors, but nobody is ever forced or dragged through them. A good teacher will only open a door for a student. And if they wish to go through, happy days. If they don't wish to go through, happy days.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you. I do. It is like, but that responsibility that is back on the tutors. So no matter if it's within mediumship, within the psychic, within personal development, that responsibility to teach properly, to get the understanding yourself before you start to teach other people. And then you can say, well, when do you have the right understanding? Then that's can always be a good question. But I believe if we are looking into, if we're being honest with ourselves, I think we will probably know it.
Yes. Yeah.
I know you are doing a little bit of teaching, Lawrence, and I believe you won't be teaching people in areas where you feel not 100% sure of what you're teaching.
No. If I don't know, I'm not going to go.
No.
It's the same approach as I have in my mediumship, my evidential mediumship. If I were to stand up on a platform and say I'm not getting anything, I would sit down. Now, we do know through part of your rite of passage as a medium, there is this, there is the possibility there open to all mediums to either work psychically, which is fine, but if you are working on a spiritualist church or centre platform, it is not the place. Or you can do what I call generational mediumship. Your grandmother here who loved cooking. Well, everybody's grandmother had to cook because there were no microwaves, there were no supermarkets, there was no Just Eat.
Yeah.
And basically, if they didn't cook, they wouldn't survive very long. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Or just cold reading of people, just picking up that, I've got a man here, or it might be a woman. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we have heard that.
So we're down to the entire population of the planet. Thank you. But no, in teaching, I think it is hugely important to look at the lineage. If you're considering a course, be it a residential course or a one-off workshop, to look at the lineage of that person. And nowadays, because of the internet, that is so much easier. You can look at the Facebook profile, you can look for them online, see what they're saying, and does it resonate with you? Because you go onto some Facebook profiles and you think, oh, you're an angry young person. And then the next thing, they're teaching how to be spiritual. And you're just thinking, hang on. Your public statements are saying, this very aggressively, yet you want me to come to you to learn how to be spiritual. I'm not comfortable with that. So going back to Brody, using your intuition there. If that feels right, because trust that. If that course or that tutor or that residential place, whatever, if that feels right, give it a go. But never forget, not every lesson comes wrapped in bows and with puppies. You may go to an experience and think, actually, that was a ridiculous waste of time. You have still learned something.
Yeah. And I believe in try out different tutors as well.
Yeah.
Because no tutor have the entire truth. It's
each and everything and everybody is totally unique.
Yeah. And basically, it brings us back to the Fox sisters.
Indeed.
At that time, there was nobody to teach them about spirit communication. There was nobody to tell them, oh, you're doing good here, you're not doing so good here.
Yeah.
There wasn't. Everybody was, wow, this is amazing, because it became kind of entertainment as well.
Yeah. Well, it captured the imagination of the time.
Yeah. And I believe if you look back on that and take the learning of it and say, these days we have quite a few qualified tutors, both in UK, in Denmark, and around the world. So why not use them to get that teaching, to get that understanding? Not only with the mediumship, but with the psychic, the clairvoyance, as we call it in Denmark, as well.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're going to be serious about your mediumship, whatever that may be, evidential, healing, philosophical, if you're going to be serious about that, you will put yourself out there to learn more.
Yeah.
but you also have that duty to yourself to ensure that where you're going to learn offers the best potential for your development and your spirit team's development also. Or it may be that lesson to say, well, do you know what? You want to be an evidential medium. However, your trance philosophy shows great potential. You know, it's not what we want. We get what we need, which is really irritating.
Oh yeah, definitely. And Suzanne is coming with a comment here. Thank you for saying that. Why do we go on the platform and so on? Now we're talking the platform. I know it's not for everybody to be on the platform. I love to be on the platform. I have this big ego, you know, and I'm proud of it because that's what brings me forward. That's what have brought me through the challenges within the mediumship over the years in my own journey. But there's, with that said, there's different ways of working with our ego. Our ego can't be the controlling part within it, because we have to respect spirit on both sides of life.
Yeah.
We need to have a humble ego and realize we are just a little piece in the middle.
Yeah,
it's true. Not about us. Even though I have to admit, I'm having good feeling about standing on the platform. But I can say some of the best mediums I've ever met during my years when the spiritualism, you will never see them stand on the platform.
Yeah.
They're sitting home in the living room or in the kitchen or somewhere else, just doing sittings.
I agree. Something that's come very much to the fore on my own personal development is with the advent now of doing our services online. I was amazed at the standard, the structure, and the complexity of the evidence that was coming through. And I'm thinking, my God, why don't I get this when I'm on platform?
Yeah.
You know, the detail that comes out is exquisite. And because I like you, Jack, have that ego working on the platform. When that service goes, you know, and you've got all the facets you're working with, you have the address, you let spirit speak through you, and then we get into the evidential side and it all flows. I love it, not because people are looking at me. It's because I'm just in my element. I'm repaying spirit for all the time invested in me.
Yeah.
By bringing through, hopefully, that little nugget that will bring healing, that will bring upliftment, that will bring reconciliation. And never forgetting, we are the agents for both sides, because that healing and that reconciliation can be needed by the spirit communicator as well. You know, we are working both sides of the veil. We have a duty and an obligation to both sides. And when it all works, it's just magic.
It is. And Heidi is writing here. Thank you for the answer. I'm on a spiritual journey myself, but I'm not educated. But I have got some feedback that I was good at it. And if you can't afford to go to education, take a lot of workshops, try to find some like-minded people, circles nearby. It's not, they don't always have to cost a fortune.
Yeah.
It doesn't. But if you can get in contact with people, like in UK, you have the churches, spiritual churches are on every corner, basically. We don't have that in Denmark. but we have here in Denmark under the Danish Spiritual Association or Dansk Spirituel Sammenslutning, we do have different opportunities where you can join. Can be small courses, there can be some online things. We have services and all different kind of things where you can join and meet like-minded people as well. So there is opportunities. If some people, one of them have spent a load of money over the years by on traveling to UK, to go to Hydesville College, to Folkestone, to Wales, Eastbourne, all different kind of places to find some of the really good teachers to get. But I've been self-employed, and that has been a big part of my life. Yeah. I'm working a lot, earning a lot of money. Then I go to spend the money on go to educate myself in a different way. So there's a price on it, not only financially, but also mentally and personal price on it as well when you're going hard for that journey. But we're all different. But I believe that we put that dedication into it, we will be rewarded in the end. Even though that sometimes during that journey it can seem quite hopeless. I know that for myself. I've been so close to step away from it all many times over the years, because I don't feel my mediumship is working. I don't feel my mind is working. I don't feel everything is just up in there. I just want to step away from it, and every time I basically have to take that decision, some things happens, and I'm just caught back in again. But I wouldn't have been where I am today with my mediumship without an dedication, even though that those hard times sometimes within it.
Yeah.
But what I've learned is through that, when I've been in those hard times where I felt like everything is standing still, that is where the big growth has been.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to see it myself.
Yeah.
But getting through it and looking back, I just thought, oh my, what a journey,
Yeah.
It's like sitting in the front wagon of a roller coaster. You don't really explore the ride, but you're the only clean when you're getting down in the bottom, but hey, it's like you don't realize on the ride how much actually is happening. First, when you're looking back, you can see that progression you have been through.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good reminder to everybody, because I know we have been talking a little bit about a lot. It seems like a lot of mediums out there is struggling at the moment in different ways.
I have
some after the long lockdown where we have all been online and things. Some because of fear of corona, fear of war, and all different kind of things that is getting into our system that will affect our mediumship.
Yeah.
And I think we have to remember, when we're going through hard times in our life, it can be in work related, it can be personal, it can be family, it can be health, whatever it is we're going through, it will have an effect on our mediumship. It will have an effect on our senses.
Indeed.
And that's one of the lessons I've learned over the years.
Indeed. And I'm a very big exponent at the moment, and I keep saying it to people, that we are not looking after our mediums at the moment. And when I use the term mediums, these can be the healing mediums, the evidential mediums, the demonstrating mediums. We are coming back out into this time now where things are opening up again, but we have a smaller resource of mediums. So the ones who are still working are now, if they are not careful, going to go through a burnout because of the demand on their services. But we're not doing enough to support the medium, be that in a group, be it physical or virtual, where Jack, we can share this. You and I talk online, and we talk on a soul level, and you've been a huge, more than you will ever know, help to me over these few years of having somebody that I can talk to, not just as a friend, but on a soul level about stuff, and go, do you know what? Yeah, I get it now. I understand it. And this is something we've got to be very mindful of with our current stock of mediums, that they too have been through the last 2 years.
Yeah.
As you just said, but these are the people who are saying, and you do get it with some churches, you get this polite blackmail. Oh no, please, you've got to do it. No, I don't want to do it because, no, come on, you've got to do it. Everybody loves you. And you're like, listen, I don't want to spend 4 hours on a train in the middle of winter, stuck in the middle of somewhere else. And I don't care how much you want me there, I'm not coming. But that, we have that soft side, and you go, oh, right. And then you think, what the hell am I doing this?
Yeah. So, oh yes, yeah, and we have some poets here saying hi all, hi Sam. Neil Payne, it's a hard journey, yeah, definitely. It's I think most mediums will agree with that's the journey to get. It's hard in many ways, and I usually say to when I'm having new students, and are you prepared for on a hard, not only a hard, but at times really lonely journey as well?
Yeah,
because you can't be, even though like you and me, Lawrence, we both are working mediums. You don't understand my journey, and I don't understand yours. There's similarities within them. But because we're individuals, they're so different.
Yeah, indeed. And when we do work, I will take a guess that you will agree with this. You can disagree; it is allowed. When we have been out and worked, I often crave, with all due respect, you go out, you serve a church or a centre, and after the dem, you get, oh, that was wonderful. Oh, that was great. I actually wish at times somebody would say, do you know what? I like the way your mediumship's changing, or are you all right tonight? Because, you didn't seem quite on the ball, and talk about how you have worked with the spirit world. And it's a very fine line, isn't it? Because there are some people who are only too happy to share their criticism of our work. They share it liberally. But it's finding that soul level with people to discuss about what just happened and what was it like from the congregation view, which is very interesting. I actually managed to sit in one of my services yesterday for the first time for a very long time, and there were several things in the church I thought, gosh, I'd forgotten how this impacts with people, and I've forgotten how the community side builds with people. But it is, and it's a lone journey, but it need not be lonely.
No,
we have those special people in our lives. You're one of mine, Jack. Sorry about that, mate. So don't ever leave.
You're one of mine.
We find these people, and especially now where we have been forced to go online, one of the benefits of that is that I would never have met you, Jack. Had we not gone online, we would have been totally oblivious to each other. Yet here we are. In a few weeks' time, you're going to be here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to run away for 3 days because I can't stand people in my house when I'm living here, but that's fine.
Just have to live with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can see here Neil Payne is saying we always learn and think the right teaching is so important. That's what we have been talking about. Yet is coming in here. A wise 74-year-old woman once said to me that the day she did not learn anything would be then because she is dead and learned something heavenly instead.
Yeah.
And I believe that's when we're talking not only within the mediumship, within the spiritualism, but also within life. That's it's a long living journey.
It is.
It is.
And when you go back to the Fox sisters, they're a prime example of that, aren't they? Their journey after Hydesville was fraught with all sorts of different energies, some high, some low.
And you can say in many ways, it's when we look back on it, my thought about it is maybe it just ruined their lives.
Yeah.
You know. And that's kind of sad, isn't it? You know.
It is. It is sad.
It is sad.
Because whereas today we are the more mature mediums, whatever disposition they may be, what some public comment flying around, you tend to just go, yeah, that's fine, whatever, you want to think that. But we do have our own peer group that we can go to and talk with and strike up these conversations. And it's when we're in these peer groups amongst ourselves that we can hear things about us, whether it be positive or not negative, but areas where we could improve. Or have you yourself taught me a different style of working with spirit, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And you saw the fruits of that the other week. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. But we've got to have that support system for ourselves, because if we just keep work, and I've seen it many a time, spirit will take you out of the loop.
Oh yeah.
You know, people can put it down to any sort of physical condition. Spirit will just go, do you know what? You can do one or two things. You can rest now, or we're going to make you rest. What do you want to do?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I think we can just spend a few minutes to just answer one of the last questions here. It's Fleming Rosenwald saying, hello, gentlemen. How do you see New Age spirituality influence the spiritualist movement?
Good one, Fleming. Like that. Yeah. Do you want me to go?
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be about 45 minutes.
Yeah, just keep it short.
All right, 30. Fleming, good evening. Wonderful name. I love that. Thank you, sir, for being here. Or madam. Sorry. I don't know. Anyway, yes, we are seeing again, because of the marvel of technology and live streams being made available to everybody, such as we're doing tonight, we're seeing the explosion in New Age spirituality again coming into our consciousness, which is beautiful. We here at Paul, we've had many talks with people diverse from what we would understand as, for want of a better expression, orthodox spiritualism. I find shamanism fascinating, absolutely fascinating. There are elements in shamanism which, when we were talking about, I thought, I know this. This is incredible. I know this, what we're talking about. The one area with it all that does cause me some concern is that, in my humble opinion, all things come from God. Everything is an acknowledgement of the creativity of the divine influence that runs through everything. With some practices, excuse me, step back. With some practices within the New Age spiritualism, it's almost as though we are, as it says in the Bible, worshipping graven images. I get that expression now. The God element has been left out of it, and this is the way. No, this may be your way on your journey to the divine, but this is not the nadir. This is not the summit of all knowledge. This is just another expression of that wonderful God essence that says, go out, find out, enjoy, expand and grow and progress. As I say, through shamanism, I found a few techniques for my own development in the spiritual path, and that works wonderfully hand in hand. But sadly, you do see, as I say, some people, and also there are some elements coming in now which to me are slightly concerning, where you're hearing the script of, if you're not coming on board with this new upgrade in your energy, you'll be left behind. Well, I have never, ever heard, read, or listened to any spirit of any standing saying anything about segregating people. It's always about the whole. And nobody is never left behind. Our whole movement proves that nothing and nobody is ever left behind. So again, there's a lot of things still in their infancy, and a lot of things I feel cause some people a little bit of difficulty when they are handling these things. Anything taught with moderation and with the openness to interpretation, in my book, is a good thing. When you start setting down a strict line of this is right and everything else is wrong, then you naturally stifle that voice of spirit and your own ability to be creative, divine presence. So overall, anything that encourages people to explore their spirituality is wonderful, as long as it's healthy, as long as it is open, as long as it does not demand a $50 a month subscription, as long as it does not demand that you have to renounce everything else to be able to join in on the party. Everything leads to the divine eventually. And we are eternal beings, and we've got eternity to travel that path.
Yeah.
I've stopped now.
And that was a quick 45 minutes.
Right.
So you can't do it. But yeah, I totally agree with you, Lawrence. And it's not about what is right or wrong when we're talking about the spiritualist movement and spiritual work. But it's not just, to me, it's just about know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And be good at it.
Yeah.
And coming back to the education, to take it back to the events in Hydesville in 1848 with the Fox sisters. They wasn't educated. There was nobody to teach them at that time. These days, we have great tutors around the world, so there is opportunities to be taught mediumship, in psychic reading, in shamanism, in whatever a form of spiritual work you want to work with. For me, within the spiritualism, our focus is on the mediumship, on the spirit communication, because that's a part of the belief system, isn't it?
It is. And fundamental too with the educational side.
It is.
Not all areas of spirituality are going to be healthy for us.
Yeah.
There are areas of our belief system and understanding that you need to have both feet very firmly on the ground and a great deal of knowledge under your belt before you would go tackle or invest yourself into those energies. I'm not being scaremongery here, but there are areas that can invoke all sorts of reactions from both sides of the veil, be it an uneducated spiritual influence or our own mentality being challenged. So the only way to understand the pitfalls is through education.
Yeah. So, and with these words, I think we are coming to time. So, for now, Lawrence, I will say thank you very much, not only for this evening, but also for the cooperation we have had over the last couple of years. I'm looking forward to the time coming forward as well. Thank you to everybody out there as well. I will just finish off in Danish with a few announcements. Okay. Så mine damer og herrer, vi siger tusind tak til Lawrence herfra, og som den her aften kommer til en ende med den her live omkring søstrene og omkring pionererne. Der står meget mere om det inde på vores hjemmeside, og hjemmesideadressen hedder bare spiritualisme.dk. Der står også mere omkring de 7 principper, som er trosgrundlaget for Dansk Spirituel Sammenslutning og for spiritualismen i det hele. Der er nogle kommende begivenheder, jeg lige vil nævne her. Der har vi på torsdag den 7. august, der har vi en online begivenhed, og det er en træningsaften med medieskab, altså med audiokontakt. Den 7. april med træning med audiokontakt, hvor medier, der enten allerede arbejder på vores spirituelle gudstjenester, eller dem, der er på vej til at måske skal gøre det, de har en aften, hvor de træner. Så har vi den 14. april skal torsdag, der har vi spirituel påskegudstjeneste i Havdrup, og det er med fysisk fremmøde, og det er kl. 15. Og der ligger en begivenhed ligger både på vores hjemmeside spiritualisme.dk og inde på vores Facebook-side, som vi sender fra her. Men det er kl. 15 i Havdrup, Roskildevej 9. Så har vi i Asnes i Odsherred en spirituel gudstjeneste også den 21. april, og det er kl. 19 i Asnes forsamlingshus. Og så nu har vi snakket lidt om det her med forskel på klarence og medieskab, og der er faktisk i Havdrup den 27. april, det er der ikke lavet begivenhed på endnu, men det kommer en af de allernærmeste dage her. Der er en aften med en klarent rådgiver, der hedder Rita Sol, og mig selv som essentielt medie, hvor vi fortæller om forskellen på klarence og medieskab, og ikke kun fortæller om forskellen, men vi demonstrerer også forskellen, så man tydeligt kan se og opleve den forskel, der faktisk ligger i, når vi gør det ene eller det andet. Ikke fordi det ene er bedre end det andet på nogen måde, bare fordi det er forskelligt. Ellers følg med på hjemmesiden spiritualisme.dk eller inde på vores Facebook-side Dansk Spirituel Sammenslutning. Skulle man sidde ud som medie og tænke, wow, den træningsaften, den lyder spændende, der kunne jeg godt tænke mig at være med, så skriv endelig til os enten via Messenger her via Facebook-siden, eller på vores e-mail, der bare hedder info@spiritualist.dk. Men ellers vil vi sige tusind tak til jer alle sammen for jeres spørgsmål, for jeres deltagelse og for jeres øre. Og tusind tak til Lawrence og Poul Christian af Christian Spirituel Kirke. Så tusind tak for i aften. Tak for jeres deltagelse. Vi glæder til at se jer snart igen. Hej.
Hej hej.